What if your biggest enemy wasn't your phone, or social media, or even a lack of motivation? What if the real reason you keep putting things off has been inside your head your entire life? Every day, millions of people promise themselves they'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow, they'll study. Tomorrow, they'll go to the gym. Tomorrow, they'll finally begin working on that dream they've been thinking about for months, maybe even years. But tomorrow arrives, and somehow, it becomes tomorrow all over again. Most people call this laziness. They blame themselves for lacking discipline. They tell themselves they're simply not motivated enough. But what if that's completely wrong? The truth is, your brain isn't trying to ruin your life. It's trying to protect you. Thousands of years ago, humans lived in a world where every calorie mattered. Running used energy. Hunting used energy. Exploring unknown places was dangerous. If our ancestors wasted energy for no reason, they were less likely to survive. So over thousands of generations, the human brain evolved to become incredibly efficient. Its main goal wasn't to help you become successful. Its main goal was to keep you alive. Fast forward to today. The world has changed dramatically. But your brain hasn't. It still treats unnecessary effort as something to avoid. That's why sitting down to study, starting a difficult project, going to the gym, or learning a new skill can all feel strangely uncomfortable. Not because they're dangerous, but because your brain still sees effort as something expensive. So it quietly whispers, maybe later. Then something interesting happens. Your phone vibrates. A notification appears. You tell yourself you'll only check it for a few seconds. A few seconds become 5 minutes. 5 minutes become 20. Before you realize it, the moment you planned to start has disappeared. This happens because your brain loves immediate rewards. Every notification, every funny video, every like, every scroll gives your brain a tiny reward. A small burst of dopamine. Your brain remembers that feeling. So the next time you're faced with something difficult, it naturally reaches for the easier reward instead. The problem is, the most valuable things in life don't give you rewards immediately. One workout doesn't transform your body. Reading one chapter doesn't make you an expert. Saving money today doesn't make you rich tomorrow. Real success works differently. It grows quietly. One small decision at a time. This is where procrastination becomes dangerous. Every time you delay something important, you feel relief, just for a moment, and your brain learns something. It learns that avoiding the task made the uncomfortable feeling disappear, even though the task itself never disappeared. It simply became tomorrow's problem. Then tomorrow becomes next week's problem. Next week becomes next month's problem. Until something that once looked small feels impossible. That's why the hardest part of almost every goal isn't finishing it. It's starting. So how do you break the cycle? Not with motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Some mornings you'll feel unstoppable. Other mornings you won't want to do anything. If you only work when you feel motivated, you'll never stay consistent. Instead, make the goal so small. Your brain can't argue with it. Don't promise yourself 3 hours. Promise yourself 2 minutes. Don't promise yourself an entire workout. Promise yourself one exercise. Don't promise yourself 10 pages. Promise yourself one sentence. Because something amazing happens once you begin. The resistance starts disappearing. One sentence becomes one paragraph. One paragraph becomes one page. One page becomes another. Momentum quietly takes over. Think about a single domino. By itself, it looks insignificant. But push the first domino, and thousands behind it begin falling. Success works exactly the same way. Everything starts with one tiny action. The same is true for a tiny snowball rolling down a mountain. At first, it barely moves, but as it keeps rolling, it grows. It gathers strength. Eventually, it becomes unstoppable. Your habits work exactly like that. Every successful person you admire didn't become successful overnight. They simply repeated small actions, again and again and again, until those actions became habits, and those habits built extraordinary results. Your brain will always choose comfort if you let it. That's what it was designed to do. But your future isn't built by comfort. It's built by the decisions you make when comfort and growth stand side by side. Every time you choose action, even a tiny action, you're teaching your brain a new pattern. Every small win makes the next one easier. Every day you begin, you become someone who finishes. So the next time you hear that quiet voice saying, "You can always do it tomorrow," remember this. Your future isn't created tomorrow. It's created today. Not through giant leaps, but through small decisions, repeated every single day. Because one sentence becomes one page. One page becomes one chapter. One chapter becomes one finished goal. And one tiny decision today can completely change the rest of your life.